Hello there. This is the coldest one I've done yet. You know, it's interesting when they do the weather on the television. When the temperature is below average, they never say that on our local weather. They only ever say when it's above average. They'll say weather's above average, but they never say it when it's below average, which it most certainly is at the moment for this time of year here. It was interesting because the weather's going to get warmer in the next few days, and he said it'll be above average. Well, if it's below average, why don't you say it for that? Just an interesting observation. Anyhow, we are on another one. Freezing the arse off. So we're not doing the Indiana Jones game today because we did the Star Wars one yesterday, and I want to let that breathe a little bit. So this one's probably just going to be a general chat. What I've been playing. And yeah, it's going to be about it. We'll see where we go with it. Sometimes it's actually fun when I don't actually have a plan. There's that shopping basket. I wonder if it's the same one that's just been moved. Probably. There's some proper weirdos. Yeah. I reckon that big puddle might have a bit of ice in it this morning. We'll see in a minute when we get there. Yeah, but this is a really cold one today. There's no two ways about it. See which way round I can get. I can't really see properly because of the sun. What we'll do, I'll just do it this way. It's actually not as icy as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be completely frozen over. Anyhow, hope you're all doing well. Oh God, I can't be doing without the sun in my eyes. It's driving me nuts. Tell you what, I've been playing quite a bit of Borderlands. The original Borderlands 1. There was a couple of bits of the DLC for it that I had never finished. I'd got the Game of the Year edition. And yeah, I'd not finished some of the DLC. So when I went back to do it, I'd accidentally gone into like a new game plus mode, I guess. And yeah, my level was far too low. So I've had to do the game again pretty much, which hasn't filled me with joy. but it's because I made a mistake when I finished the main campaign. But anyway, it's all good fun. All right, so bloody sun in my eyes. I will see you all in the park. So I'll catch you then. Oh, okie dokie. So, yeah, been playing a bit of the original Borderlands, which is very typical of me. I have Borderlands 4 and I'm there playing the original. It's like my brain can't deal with the fact that I have unplayed content in an earlier version of a game before I can go on to the new one. Feels like a form of OCD. But yeah, so I think I've got one piece of the DLC in that to do. And then, yeah, I'll probably end up playing Borderlands 2, and then 3, and then 4. This is the problem. I'm into doing my footage for Doom 2016. I think I've got about a couple of hours worth of footage of that recorded. So we're into that, and yeah, get through that. Now, as I said on that playthrough, I'm not going after all of the collectibles, just the stuff needed in order to be able to level up my characters, armour and weapons in the game, which you need to be able to do that in order to be able to progress. So whilst they progress, I mean to take out the baddies. Because in some sections of the game, when you're coming across really tough enemies, you need to be powered up, basically. So yeah, got a busy old time. I don't think there'll be any way I'll be finishing a total Doom playthrough this side of Christmas, but we'll just keep going until it's done. Rip and tear until it's done. Literally. In the game, not in real life. That would be bad. I'm also doing the posts about Ghost podcast, so you guys head on over. We've got a new episode coming out, I think, this week, all being well. That one's about phantom hitchhikers, so I'd appreciate it if you check it out. There'll be something on X. I'll repost it on my X account when it's up. But I enjoy doing that. It's fun, and it can be interesting as well to learn about stuff, because you get like a bit of sort of a bit of history intertwined. And as somebody who likes history, I find that interesting too. So you got your local folklore and legends and stuff like that. They get locked into it all. So yeah, just have a bit of fun with that. Here's the sun's coming out. It's melting the frost off the trees. I don't know if you can see that. So it's really cool. Looks pretty awesome. It's very very nice. Very atmospheric. Tell you what, they're pretty hardy, these plants in here. No idea what they are, but they're very hardy. So, yeah. Oh, nose is running like mad. So yeah, please check it out if you haven't already, and if you have and you like it, do, you know, whatever your means of listening to podcasts. I'd really appreciate a subscribe. So there you go. We're cutting a hedge here, I think. Yeah, they do things at odd times. It's very strange. Well, this is something I wouldn't be doing at this time of the year. Anyway, I'm back onto the old video games front. Whoa, shit, you know, that bit was a bit slippy even with the boots on. It's like the tree root has lifted the concrete, and underneath, like sort of like in two places, there's a little pit where leaves have accumulated and water's accumulated and frozen, and as I'm walking over, the top layer of the leaves just moved. I probably would be inside of this bin if I'd have been wearing my tennis shoes. So. Boots come to the rescue again. Ah. But yeah, it's the time of getting towards the time of the year where I sort of forget memories of games and gaming systems that you got in and around Christmas. But I'll be holding fire on that topic. That'll come in an episode closer to the time. I'm not gonna talk about that now in this instance. And keep that in the locker until it's around Christmas time. I heard that the rumour is that the steam machine is going to be priced sort of in relation to what it would cost if it was a PC, which it is pretty much. I personally think that's a mistake. I think that they should take a hit and get these units into people's homes. If you're going to price it people aren't, your average person's not going to spend that much money, to be honest. They're going to hang fire and wait to see what the PS6 and the next Xbox prices are going to be. You're not tempting any console gamers away if you're going to price it as what the respective price of that PC would be. I think it's becoming apparent that gaming is no longer going to be for the masses in terms of consoles and what have you. They seem to be moving away for those people who have money, and everyone else can just get the scraps, which is just about sums up this shit society we're living in right now. And that'll be it. People won't be buying the shit. They won't. I mean, even people that can afford it, the mistake is just thinking that they'll buy you stuff. They're not. They don't. I've said it before, people who have money because they don't spend it. It's that simple. They have money because they don't spend money. So they're certainly not going to buy you over expensive stuff. But it's the folly of these people is that that's what they think. It's like, it doesn't work out that way. You know, if you couldn't get the latest iPhone on a contract, do you think they would be making an iPhone that was £1,000? Nope. Because nobody would buy it. The only reason that thing does anything is because people get them on contract. Nobody's spending £1,000 on a phone. Nobody's doing that. They can't afford it. It's absolute folly. And I do really think that Valve have missed a trick here. I'm not saying that they should be releasing it at like £300-400, but I think if they'd have gone in there at 600 for it, I think they could have sewn up the market. So I think they really have missed a real opportunity, if it's true, because of course it's all speculation, nothing official has been said. It's just all of these people that claim to be in the know. So whatever, you know, all of this is entirely contingent on rumour. And I'm not going back past that way. They're doing the work. It's a bit awkward. Let them get on with it. But yeah, it is very much dependent, in my view, on that information being correct. When the PS4 was announced, and Sony announced the price pretty much at the same time as they unveiled the console, when that price point come out, that stunned everyone. I don't think anyone thought that console would be that cheap. And they won it. They won the generation there and then. They did the same with the original PlayStation. I don't know if anyone remembers it. When they come in cheaper than the Saturn. And the PlayStation was more powerful. Right there and then they won that generation. They won the console generation straight out. It was over. It was over. And they have an opportunity, I think, to do it now. Valve, have an opportunity to do that right now. Is to win the next console generation before it's even started by coming out with this hybrid price point that's affordable. So I do think that, but you know, like I say, it's all rumour at the moment. I mean, I did say in the previous video I would be surprised if they did come out with something in that price range, but just having sat on it for a few days and about a week or so thinking about it, I just thought, you know, there's a real opportunity for Valve to put PC gaming via Steam into the heart of the living room, to muscle the traditional games consoles out there completely. And you know, that would really set the cat amongst the pigeons, as it were. But they're not doing that, it doesn't seem. But we'll see. We'll see. It's quite annoyingly busy in the park, but that truck's kind of in a really awkward place for me walking around, and I can't really get into the rhythm of chatting here at the moment. It's driving me mad, trying to get a thought together. But anyway, yeah, that's that for the Steam machine. Yeah. Truck's still in the way. Ah, well, it's going to be another short one, I think, today. Not really, not have anything to talk about. That was it, really. And this is going to be a reoccurring theme, I think. It's going to be shorter videos when I don't have much to say. I reckon by the time I've edited this, it might be around just over 15 minutes. I do keep asking if any of you have got any questions or topics you'd like me to cover that you think I might have something to say on. Let me know. I think it's indicative, though, of just how crap gaming is at the moment, when there's just literally nothing of interest to talk about. I'd hate to be running a video game website these days. I mean, it's boring. And I never thought that would be the case. But it is. Games industry is just boring right now. There's nothing happening of any real interest in the general sense. You know, on the gaming front, anything for people to get excited about, there's nothing. I think so much of the excitement, you know, has been killed by the sort of constant, this sort of constant flow of infighting and bickering and stuff. People have just gotten fed up of it. just think that people now are like sick and tired. You can't celebrate games being fun anymore, you know, without some miserable bastard telling you how crap it is and how wrong you are for liking it. And in the end you just think to yourself, oh, what's the point? I do. I just get like, I can't be bothered. I'm not interested. What are you fighting over? You're not changing anything. People think they've changed something, you know, one way or the other, but you haven't. Well, actually, yeah, I'm lying. You have. You've actually managed to drive the interest and excitement in the industry down to the point where people actually, I think, are afraid to go all out and be excited when a new game comes out, because they're frightened of being jumped on in some quarters. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. I've said before, I don't really care where you stand. Games should be fun and escapism. That should be it. But you can't have that, because even if the game itself does have a lot of fun and escapism in it, there's just somebody that wants to drop anchors into the real world with it. You know, instead of just saying, you know, it's a ridiculous fantasy game. And it really does become tiresome. And I wonder if that's sort of contributed to it. That, and of course economic reasons. As people have had less money to spend, the cost of gaming has gone up, which is, you know, the hallmarks of absolute stupidity, if ever there was one. Hey, I've actually found something to talk about. Fancy that. That's what I mean. Sometimes when you freewheel, you can actually just stumble into something. But I think that it's the same with movies. I wonder just how many people are afraid of sharing their enthusiasm for something in case they get jumped on. You see, you can not agree with it and then not engage, because what happens is a lot of the engagement is driven by insults. I know quite a few people that were very active on social media who were basically driven from it because of the fact that they held opinions that others didn't share. And rather than other people just not engaging, they just go after them, and no one's got time for that. There's a lot of games in the past that I stumbled across because other people were talking about them I didn't know anything about, and chances are I would never have played them games because I had no idea. And now I think those same people either don't share, or those type of people no longer share the enthusiasm for the games, or they just don't share it at all on social media because of the fact that they're worried about being jumped on. And that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case. People should, not feel the weight of fear of just posting like, hey, I really like this game, it's cool, I enjoyed it, on X or wherever your chosen social media interaction is. People should be able to share that, no matter what it is, without somebody coming along and basically calling them out. Years ago it happened to me, not on any kind of great scale, but I just remember it was like I was playing a game on Xbox, and somebody would message me saying, what are you playing that for? It's shit. I was like, well, why would you do that? Why would you send that? It wasn't even done in a sort of humorous way. And yeah, I just ignored it. But it was the fact that I'm in the middle of just playing a game and I was enjoying myself. And it was like, why would... Yeah, it wasn't the best game. It wasn't a game of the year. By any stretch. But I was enjoying it. You know, it was janky as all hell. But so what? And it's like, okay, if you think the game's shit, did you play it? Or was it just because somebody else told you it was shit? Like, you know, what's the script there with that? And like I say, I mean, you just wonder, like, and that was years and years ago before everything really kicked off. It was not long after it was probably about a year or two after the 360 launched. I mean, things are a lot worse now. That was before there was trial by social media. I mean, what are we doing? What you do is you drive people away. I don't play. I'm going this way a few times because of the truck. I don't want to keep trying to walk past it because it's blocking the whole path and means going onto the grass, which is really slippery and treacherous and what have you. I'm just going to make use of coming up here and then walking back around the other way, just so I get my distances in. But yeah, it's something I've thought. Are people not buying games until they've sort of got some kind of feedback from everybody else as to whether it's socially acceptable to play it? I wonder if that's the case. You know, as a guy who has gamed for many years, I'm not quite as easily swayed, but then again, I'm not subject to the same amount of social pressures that younger people are. You know, younger people that can be heavily influenced by their peers and what they're playing and what they think. So I'm just not. I don't think it's as a simple thing. I don't think it's as cut and dry or a simple thing as what they say. You know, when you're younger, these pressures affect you more. You know, if I was playing something that, you know, back in the day on the Mega Drive or Commodore, or, you know, even back in the days of the PlayStation 2, whatever, when it was offline, disconnected, and you were playing something that was janky or not very good, that wasn't particularly well received, or no one knew. No one knew. These days, you can't. You know, these days, you it's like you hung out to dry. So, what do you do? I don't know. It's just a thought that entered into my mind about this. You know, how people react. Is this a contributing factor as to why games don't fly off the shelf, quote unquote, when they first launch? Is this another contributing factor alongside the fact that a lot of these things are launch broken? I think so. Don't underestimate peer pressure. It's down the years, it's been accountable for a lot of things as to what people have ended up doing or not doing. Just let people enjoy what they enjoy. It doesn't matter. It's just a game. It's just my thoughts, for whatever they're worth. I just think people should be free to enjoy playing the games that they want. And I think that'll do for today's video. As I say, people just need to chill out a bit. Remember why we're doing this. Playing games to be entertained, to have a bit of fun, to be entertained, you know, to engage in different types of storytelling. So just bear that in mind. If you see somebody playing the game, you know, they might not want to play it yourself. That's fine, don't play it, but don't knock on them for playing it. Anyway, that'll do. I will see you in the next one.